Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It is that time again. College football is almost upon us. It is time for some preseason early predictions for our 2025 Texas A&M Aggies. We're going to look at their entire schedule, break down the team, look at the matchups, look at the offense, the defense, the pieces they lost, the pieces they added together, and we're going to try to predict their final record for this college football season. First things first, though. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, guys, feel free, by all means, drop them below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What are your thoughts on the Aggies this season? What are your final predictions for them? Make sure to let me know, and I will make sure that I respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, we have 3 tiers in total. Make sure to check out the pinned comment down below. You can click on that link, sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it if you do. So this 2025 Texas A&M Aggies, this is a team, they came in with a lot of hoopla last season. When you're looking at this roster, this is one of the top 10 overall college football rosters. Some people say top 5. It is loaded with 4 stars, 5 stars. There is talent everywhere. There's a lot of anticipation coming into this season. Right now, Vegas predicts, the most recent Vegas prediction that I just looked at has the Aggies at 7.5 wins. So hovering between 7 to 8 wins this season. That's the mark. That's what we want to try to see, if they're going to overachieve that or if they're going to disappoint and underachieve that. I definitely hope that does not happen. We will say this clearly about the Aggies. This is a sleeping giant. If you are an Aggies fan, you know that because you know what the Aggies have to offer. College Station, Mike Elko, elite fertile recruiting ground in the state of Texas. You don't have to leave your state. Everything is there. You have an extremely wealthy booster class. You have a lot of money being pumped into this program. Everything is there that you could ever ask for at a program. All that you need is the W's on the field. That's the only missing link. The Aggies, even with the Jimbo Fisher era, Sumlin, they always had a lot of hoopla the offseason, then they'd come out, 8, 9 wins, and they've kind of been stuck in that rut, just going in circles and circles for years. But we know if they break out, if the Aggies ever reach their full potential, there's honestly going to be hell to pay in the SEC and also on the national stage. Right now, the Aggies, with Mike Elko back, they're going to have a very disciplined coaching staff. Mike Elko, defensive-minded coach. Disciplined coach. Own the line of scrimmage, control the offensive line, control the defensive line, have a great front seven. They're going to be physical at the line of scrimmage. They want to run the ball. You have Colin Klein there as the offensive coordinator. He's a multiple offensive coordinator. He wants to establish the run game. He wants to open up that play action, push the ball down the field. Jay Bateman as the defensive coordinator. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be tough. They're going to be hard-lined in the trenches. But really, to me, honestly, what stands out about this team is they're one of the few teams, if not the only team, that has everybody coming back on the offensive line. If you don't know how important that is, you have not been watching. You cannot win at the college football high levels, especially in the SEC, if you cannot control the line of scrimmage. They're going to have a veteran, experienced group on the offensive line. They know how to work together. All those big bodies coming back. You have Le'Veon Moss coming back. He was injured last season. This is one of the best running backs. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry before he got hurt the final month of the season. That's the guy that they needed down the stretch. They're going to be ground and pounding from opening day. You have Ruben Owens back. You have Marcel Reed as the full-time quarterback to start the season now. The height. This is a true athlete at the quarterback position. When you have 15 touchdowns, 5 picks last season. Look for him to be hovering around that 2,000 to 2,500 passing yard mark, and he can honestly run from 600 to 1,000 yards on the ground. Think of what that dual threat multiple quarterback gives you. Opens up the pass game, opens up the run action. The linebackers, the safeties, they don't know where to go because you can beat them in multiple levels. This team is loaded at the wide receiver position, and they added the number 5 wide receiver out of the transfer portal, KC Concepcion. If you never got a chance to watch this guy, he's a true multiple athlete. He can do a little bit of everything. He's going to be representing the Aggies in the slot position. If you give the ball to this guy in space, Colin Klein is going to feed him the ball nonstop. He can even run with the ball. He can do everything. This guy is so fast. He's so electric in that slot position. He's going to have a massive year. He's that go-to guy. Third and long situations, everyone is going to be looking at Concepcion. But I do like to call it what it is. This is not an easy schedule by any means. The Aggies actually have one of the harder schedules in the SEC, one of the harder schedules in the conference. Year 2, Mike Elko, this is a building block foundational season. You had to kind of flip the roster last season, had to get rid of some of the bad eggs left over from the Jimbo Fisher effort. But now can you continue to build? Can you build on where you were last season? Can you win more games this season? Now, Mark is 7.5 wins, but honestly, when I look at this team, they are easily a top 25 team. On their best day, a top 15 team Outlier chance, they didn't finish the season strong. That's the only thing that hurt them. And this schedule, it is going to be brutal. They have to win the gimme games in order to have a real shot here. Let's start looking at these games one by one. Week 1, Saturday, August 30th versus UTSA coming to College Station. Obviously, first game of the season. Crazy things happen week 1. Some teams are kind of rusty, a little slow coming out of the gate. But this is what it is. This is going to be a beatdown. Look for the Aggies to pummel UTSA at the line of scrimmage. If this game was close first half, they're going to beat the brakes off of them second half. They are going to win this game comfortably by the time you get to the fourth quarter. Give me a 37-14 win. The Aggies start out the season 1-0. Then game 2, you have another home game Saturday, September 6th versus Utah State. This was one of the worst teams in college football the last 2 seasons. This is going to be another gimme game, cupcake game, but on the horizon, you have a big out-of-conference game coming up next. You have a SEC conference schedule, which you know is going to be brutal. It is the SEC after all. You have to win these cupcake games. Do not underestimate these cupcake games. You don't just want to glance by. You want to beat the living crap out of these teams. You want to curve stomp them. You want as much momentum going into these conference games as possible. I have the Aggies winning this game big. The offense is going to look good. Give me a 42-6 win, and they're 2-0. And then after 2 cupcakes, you get a true line of scrimmage test Saturday, September 13th at Notre Dame, going to South Bend, Indiana. Very difficult place to play. Notre Dame's had a couple tough games by this point. They've already gone through that learning curve, whereas the Aggies have not. They've had a couple cupcake games. Yes, they're warmed up, but this is their first 2 tests, and it is going to test them. As physical as the Aggies are, everyone knows, especially after watching this team last year, Notre Dame is as physical at the line of scrimmage as anybody in the country. I hate to hear people say Notre Dame cannot compete with the SEC. You guys have to watch Notre Dame football. This is not the Notre Dame team from 2010. They are extremely physical. They are disciplined. They beat Georgia last season. They were pummeling and beating the crap out of teams at the line of scrimmage. That's what they do. One of the best offensive lines in the country. They have Jeremiah Love, led the nation in touchdowns last season. They have Jaden Price. They're going to be loaded at running back. Their quarterback on. Riley Leonard, they're breaking in a new quarterback. He's already been through a couple games. They started out the season at Miami, so he'll probably be a little better than if you were playing him opening day. But obviously the Aggies aren't scared. They played Notre Dame last season. Yes, they lost that game at home, but nonetheless, these Aggies know, probably on paper, Texas A&M has the more talented roster, but Notre Dame, to me, is just a little further along leadership-wise. They're more set with their foundational pieces, with their coordinators still running the same scheme, new coordinators, but the same scheme is still in place. Give me Notre Dame to win an extremely close one. I'm not saying the Aggies are going to lose this one. They can easily win it. They are as talented as Notre Dame. They can win this game on the road, but I have the Irish winning a very low-scoring close game, like a 23-20, 24-20 game. The Aggies are 2-1. But like I said, if you guys win this, you are 3-0 going into conference play with a massive, massive top 10, top 5 overall win. Now, after that brutal out-of-conference game, and props to the Aggies for scheduling those tough out-of-conference games. They're not scared to play anyone, anytime, anywhere. Saturday, September 27th versus the Auburn Tigers here coming to College Station. Hugh Freeze, a lot of pressure on Hugh Freeze. He needs to win this season. Jackson Arnold transferring over as the quarterback. Obviously, Auburn last season, they had a top 25 defense, but their offense was a complete joke. They were not able to vertically push the ball down the field. Very talented wide receiver core. Some people say top 10 wide receiver core in the nation this season. But obviously, we need to see what Hugh Freeze gets out of Jackson Arnold. 5-star quarterback, did not play good at Oklahoma. We know the talent's there. He just needs a scheme that's going to find that talent and resurrect him and get him back on track. But I have the Aggies winning this one, especially after that Notre Dame game. They want some revenge, just unfortunately for Auburn. They're going to be the sacrificial lamb here. Give me the Aggies winning this game 28-20, and they're 3-1, 1-0 in the SEC. And then you have Jeff Lebby's team coming up next. I hate to knock Jeff Lebby's team here. You have Mississippi State coming to College Station Saturday, October 4th. But obviously, there's a massive, massive talent disparity here. Mississippi State Bulldogs, they just don't have it. This isn't the Mike Leach Mississippi State team. They've had to flip the roster twice the last 2 seasons. Yes, they might be able to score some points, especially in garbage time, but the Texas A&M Aggies, they are going to own this game from kickoff. I have them winning this one 38-20, and they're 4-1. And now another really tough game here Saturday, October 11th versus Florida coming to College Station. That's one of the saving graces here. But the Aggies, that end of your guys' schedule is so brutal. It's all road games, very tough. Top 15 road games. It's going to be rough, so you got to win these games here. The Florida Gators coming to College Station. A lot of unknowns with the Gators. What I mean by that is obviously they have talent to compete with anyone in the SEC. They have the quarterback, DJ Lagway, getting a lot of offseason hype here. but there's still a lot of questions remaining about his health, about his leg, his arm. He was just in a walking boot a couple weeks ago. He's back at practice right now. Everything looks good, but this guy's been hurt so much. Even when they're not playing contact football, he still gets hurt. Will he be healthy at this point of the regular season? That's the variables we just don't know. If he's healthy, Florida has a shot here to come to College Station, win this game. The Aggies still have a shot to beat the Florida Gators. But what I do know is if DJ Lagway is not on the field, the Aggies have a 99% chance to win the game. If he is on the field, it's a 50-50 game. That's how much the game swings. We won't know till we get closer to kickoff because we don't know what his health status is, obviously, before the season has even started. But as of right now, I'm going to go with the Florida Gators winning this game. I think it's going to be close, guys. Aggies fans, do not hate me for saying that you still have a lot of games left over, but I have to go off of DJ Lagway being healthy as of what we're seeing things. So I'm going to go with the Florida Gators winning a close, higher scoring game, 32-30, and the Aggies are 4-2. You do not want to underestimate this next team Saturday, October 18th on the road versus the Arkansas State Razorbacks. Going to the state of Arkansas here, the Razorbacks. Sam Pittman. This team is always competitive. They always have a good offense. They always have a physical defense, but they just never have a good all-around season. Usually 6 to 7 wins, but with their, 6 to 5 losses, they're always like 1-score losses. So the point is they play the teams extremely competitively. If you bring in your C game there, they can actually upset you, but as long as you come in prepared, ready to play, which that is Mike Elko's specialty, he's going to keep this team's eyes focused on the entire regular season, complete the mission, finish the season on a high note unlike last year. Look for the Aggies to cruise here 30-20, and they're 5-2. Now we really start hitting the brutal portion of the schedule. A lot of road games versus ranked teams. Saturday, October 25th at LSU. Some people are picking LSU to win the SEC this season. This is a very good team. This is a top 5, top 10 overall roster in all of college football. You have Brian Kelly. Yes, he hasn't won a national championship. He has played for them. He's a very good coach. He's easily a top 5, top 10 overall coach in the entire nation right now. This roster's loaded. This is the fastest wide receiver core on paper that LSU has ever had, and they've turned out some really good wide receivers, especially in the last decade. You have Garrett Nussmeier coming back for another season, probably going to lead the SEC in passing. Their defense is going to be even better than it was last year. They took massive strides last season. Blake Baker, now another year in Blake Baker's scheme. That defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to be aggressive off of the edges. The goal is control Marcel Reed, keep him in the pocket, keep him from being able to scramble, force him to beat you vertically down the field. And you're going to Death Valley. It's probably going to be a night game. It's going to be crazy. The fan base is going to be rabid. This, to me, is going to be a ranked-on-ranked matchup. The Tigers might be top 10 here. The Aggies will at least be somewhere in the top 25. Give me LSU winning this game at home. I have them winning it 33-21, and the Aggies right now are 5-3. Do not worry, there's still a lot of football left over, especially in your conference. Saturday, November 8th at the Missouri Tigers. This is a team, they've won over 10 games the last 2 seasons back-to-back. No one really mentions it, but they usually, for some reason, have an extremely easy SEC schedule. I don't know how it always works out that way every year, but it somehow does. But their 2 main guys, their 2 big names from last season, they're gone. Brady Cook, gone. Luther Burden, one of the best wide receivers in all college football, he's gone. They're going to bring in a lot of pieces. They work well. They recruit well. They work the portal. They are disciplined. They play to their skill position player strength. They know how to win even with less talent, but I don't see them winning here. Give me the Aggies to rebound with a strong win on the road. They take this one 27-17, and they're 6-3. And this is going to be a huge game here Saturday, November 15th versus the South Carolina Gamecocks coming to College Station. Thankfully, you get to play this team at home. This is a team, really good season last year. Shane Beamer's team, they came out of nowhere, and they made a run at a potential playoff berth last season. They just missed it, just missed out on making the playoffs, but they made themselves known. Now they're not sneaking up on anyone this season. Everyone's going to have this game circled. Do not sleep on the Gamecocks. Top 30 offense last season, top 30 defense. A lot of people are expecting them to replicate that production this season, but they're going to get the best performance from everyone week in and week out because everybody knows what they're capable of. Lenoris Sellers there. He's going to be throwing it, running it, getting a lot of off-season Heisman hype. There's going to be in a very physical team here, but can they now live up to the expectations? They had no expectations last season, and they overperformed. Now there's expectations. What is happening at this point of the season? Do they have momentum? Are they starting to falter? We don't know right now, but no matter what, the Aggies, this is going to be a very talented ranked team that they're playing. The Aggies, they're going to be prepared for the upset here. Give me the Aggies beating South Carolina in a very close game, like a 28-17, 27-24 game, and they're now 7-3. Don't forget, Vegas was bringing them in at 7.5 wins. Now you are only one win away from technically overachieving this season. And thank God things just line up perfectly. The very next game, Saturday, November 22nd, versus Samford. This game is obviously going to be a complete curb stomping, but the main point here is get your starters out at halftime. You have Texas next week. You want your team to be rested. You want them to be healthy. Now that Texas has come to the SEC, we finally get one of the better college rivalry games every single season. This is going to be an awesome game here. A in-state battle for the state of Texas, basically. The Aggies win this game, but they get the starters out. They get the backup some much-needed practice snaps here. And give me the Aggies winning this game, curb stomping their way through this game. They win it 55-17, setting up for a massive game the next weekend. They're 8-3. They've already passed the 7.5 wins. Can they get the 9 wins? And then you have the Texas Longhorns Saturday, November 29th at the Texas Longhorns, Austin, Texas. Another one of those extremely difficult road games. You were able to upset Missouri on the road. Can you do it to Texas? This game last season, this was deciding if the Aggies could somehow sneak into the SEC championship. They lost it. They lost it handedly. We did pick them to lose last season, but this is going to be a better Aggies team. They're more disciplined this year. They're more experienced. You have more veterans on the squad, and they're set in the system. This game is going to be close. Obviously, Texas, top 5, top 3 overall roster in the nation. We all know Arch Manning. We've been hearing the name for years at this point. He's now the full-time starter opening day. We've seen him in little pieces throughout the season. He has started a couple games in a relief for Quinn Ewers, but he's the guy now. He is the leader for this extremely talented team. Steve Sarkisian, this team is loaded. One of the best defensive teams in the nation, top 10 overall defense. They might have the best defensive front seven in all of college football. They're going to have a great offense. They're going to have a great running game. Tight ends are going to be really good this season. One of the best wide receiver cores in the nation. You have Steve Sarkisian. He's going to be dialing up the plays to get them to score. They'll be able to score on anyone. They'll have an offensive line that can hold the game. They'll have a defensive front that can get to any opposing quarterback here. But the Aggies, the talent on this roster at the line of scrimmage, Mike Elko, they are going to be prepared for this game. They want to upset it. They want to let the entire nation know that the Texas A&M Aggies have arrived. Can they do it? I have them dropping this game. I have the Texas Longhorns winning this game. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fun game. Give me Texas to win this one 34-28. A one-score win, a lot closer than last season. It goes down to the wire, probably goes down to the end of the fourth quarter. A turnover at the end or a late touchdown could be the deciding factor. I have the Texas A&M Aggies finishing the regular season 8-4. Vegas had them at 7.5. I do have them overachieving. They could still be at that, that back portion of the top 25 here, going into a really good bowl game because they're a big brand. I have them getting to that bowl game here, and in the bowl game, they might get that 9th win and finish the regular season at 9-4, which would be a massive building block going forward. But either way, solid end to the season here with an 8-4 regular season record, potential for the 9th win in the bowl game. Guys, that's our breakdown. That's our every single game-by-game prediction for 2025 Texas A&M Aggies. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, by all means, drop them below, whether you agree with me, disagree with me. What are your thoughts on the Aggies this season? Let me know what your predictions are, and I will respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out the pinned comment down below. Sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. And of course, as always, thank you for watching.